It was just another Tuesday at the International Space Station Beta. The crew was going about their usual tasks, checking systems and running experiments. Commander Sarah Chen was sipping her morning coffee, looking out at the vast emptiness of space. Little did she know, this ordinary day was about to become extraordinary. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the station. Red lights flashed, and crew members rushed to their stations. Chen spat out her coffee and quickly made her way to the control room. "Report," she barked as she entered. Lieutenant Jake Martinez, the communications officer, spoke up. "Commander, we're picking up an unidentified object entering Earth's orbit. It's huge." Chen leaned over Martinez's shoulder, studying the readings on his screen. The object was indeed massive, easily dwarfing their space station, but something was off about its movement. "It's not moving in a straight line," Chen observed. "It's wobbling." Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the chief scientist, chimed in. "Commander, I'm getting strange energy readings from the object. They're fluctuating wildly. Whatever it is, it seems to be in distress." As they watched, the object came closer. Its shape became clearer on their screens. It wasn't just an object. It was a ship, an alien ship. "Holy cow," whispered Martinez. "Is that what I think it is?" Chen nodded, her face a mixture of awe and concern. "It appears we're about to make first contact, people. And they don't look like they're in good shape." Just then, a strange sound filled the control room. It was like nothing they had ever heard before. A series of clicks, whistles, and low hums. Martinez's eyes widened. "Commander, I think they're trying to communicate." "Can you translate it?" Chen asked. Martinez shook his head. "Not yet, but I'm working on it." "Wait, something's coming through. It's in English." A crackling voice, sounding both mechanical and organic, spoke through their comm system. "Earth Station. Need help. Systems failing. Request permission to dock." The crew looked at each other in shock. Aliens were asking to dock at their station. Chen took a deep breath. This was why she had trained so hard, for moments like these. She pressed the comm button. "Unidentified craft. This is Commander Sarah Chen of the International Space Station Beta. We hear your distress call. Can you provide more information about your situation?" There was a pause, filled with static. Then the voice returned. "Engine. Malfunction. Life support. Critical. Need repairs. Urgent." Chen looked at her crew. They all nodded, determination in their eyes. "Unidentified craft. We're willing to assist. But we need assurances that you come in peace." "We? Peaceful," the voice replied. "Traders. Explorers. No weapons. Activated." Chen made her decision. "Very well. We're sending you docking instructions now. Please follow them exactly. Any deviation will be seen as a hostile act." As Martinez sent the docking protocols, Chen turned to her crew. "This is not a drill, people. We're about to make history. Dr. Tanaka, prepare the medical bay. Martinez, keep working on that translation. And someone get me the UN Secretary General on the line. We're going to need backup." The next hour was a flurry of activity. The alien ship, now visible through the station's windows, was indeed massive. It was shaped like a giant teardrop, its surface a swirling mix of colors that seemed to shift and change as they watched. As the ship drew closer, they could see the damage. Large sections of its hull were blackened and twisted. Strange, glowing fluid leaked from several spots. Finally, with a gentle thud that belied its massive size, the alien craft docked with the station. Chen stood at the airlock, flanked by security officers. Her heart raced, but her voice was steady as she spoke to her crew one last time before the doors opened. "Remember your training. Be cautious, but also remember that these beings came to us for help. Let's show them what humanity is capable of." With a hiss, the airlock began to open. Chen held her breath, wondering what kind of beings they were about to meet. As the door slowly slid aside, She caught her first glimpse of their alien visitors. And in that moment, Sarah Chen knew that the universe would never be the same again. The airlock door opened fully, revealing the alien visitors. Commander Sarah Chen and her crew gasped in unison. Before them stood three beings unlike anything they had ever seen or imagined. The aliens were tall, easily 7 feet in height. Their bodies seemed to shimmer, as if made of living metal. They had no visible eyes, but a series of small, pulsing lights ran across what appeared to be their faces. Long, tentacle-like arms hung at their sides, each ending in several smaller tendrils. For a moment, both groups stood in silence, studying each other. Then the alien in the center stepped forward. Its body made a soft humming sound as it moved. "Greetings, humans," it said, its voice a mixture of electronic tones and whispers. "We are the Zarkuli. We thank you for your assistance." Chen swallowed hard and stepped forward to meet the alien. "Welcome to Earth's International Space Station Beta. I'm Commander Sarah Chen. We're here to help." The alien's lights flickered rapidly. "I am Zelthor, captain of the Starweaver. Our ship is badly damaged. We need repairs." Chen nodded, trying to hide her nervousness. "We'll do our best to help. Can you tell us what happened?" As Zelthor began to explain, Dr. Yuki Tanaka approached with a handheld scanner. She looked at Chen, who nodded her approval. "Excuse me," Tanaka said to the aliens, "but I'd like to scan you to make sure you're not injured, and that you're not carrying any harmful substances." The aliens conferred among themselves with a series of clicks and hums. Finally, Zelthor turned back to them. "We understand your caution. You may proceed." Tanaka carefully scanned each alien. Her eyes widened as she read the results. "Commander," she whispered, "their biology. It's like nothing we've ever seen. They seem to be some kind of biomechanical life forms." Meanwhile, Lieutenant Jake Martinez was working furiously at his console. "Commander," he called out, "I've managed to improve our translation algorithm. It should make communication easier now." Chen nodded her thanks and turned back to the aliens. "Zelthor, can you explain what happened to your ship?" The alien's speech was clearer now, thanks to Martinez's work. "We were traveling through what you would call a nebula when we encountered an unexpected energy surge. It overwhelmed our shields and damaged our main propulsion system. We barely managed to limp to your solar system." Chen frowned. "I see. And why did you choose to come here? Surely there are other, more advanced civilizations that could help you." Zelthor's lights pulsed slowly, almost sadly. "We have visited many worlds, Commander Chen, but few have welcomed us. Many fear what they do not understand. We detected your transmissions, your messages of peace and cooperation sent out into the stars. We hoped you would be different." Chen felt a swell of pride at these words. "We'll do our best to live up to that hope," Zelthor. "Now let's take a look at your ship." As they made their way to the docking bay, Chen couldn't help but notice the looks of awe and fear on her crew's faces. She understood their feelings. This was all new and frightening, but it was also an incredible opportunity. In the docking bay, they got their first close-up look at the Starweaver. It was even more impressive up close. It tall a swirling canvas of colors and patterns. But the damage was severe. Large sections were blackened and twisted, and strange, glowing fluid leaked from several ruptures. Chen turned to her chief engineer, a gruff older man named Mike Donovan. "Mike, what do you think? Can we help them?" Donovan scratched his beard, his eyes roving over the alien ship. "Well, Commander, I won't lie to you. This is way beyond anything we've ever dealt with. Half of this tech I can't even begin to understand." Zelthor's lights dimmed. "We understand if it is beyond your capabilities. We can attempt to." But Donovan cut him off with a wave of his hand. "Now hold on there, spaceman. I didn't say we couldn't do it. I just said it's beyond anything we've dealt with before." He grinned, a twinkle in his eye. But we humans, we love a good challenge. We've been fixing things we don't fully understand for centuries. Why stop now? Chen couldn't help but smile at Donovan's words. This was humanity at its best. Curious, determined, and always ready to lend a helping hand, even to beings from across the stars. "All right, people," she said, addressing her crew. "Let's show our new friends what Earth hospitality looks like. We've got a ship to fix." As the humans began to organize and plan, the aliens watched in growing amazement. Perhaps they thought they had found something truly special here on this small blue planet. The real work was about to begin. The next few days on the International Space Station Beta were unlike anything its crew had ever experienced. The halls buzzed with activity as humans and Zarkelli worked side by side, trying to understand and repair the alien ship's complex systems. Chief Engineer Mike Donovan stood in front of a holographic display of the Starweaver's engine, scratching his head. "It's like nothing I've ever seen," he muttered. "It's not using any kind of fuel we know. It's almost like it's harvesting energy from space itself." Xelthor floated nearby, its metallic body reflecting the light from the display. "You are correct, Engineer Donovan. Our propulsion system taps into the quantum foam of space-time, extracting energy from the very fabric of the universe." Donovan whistled low. "Well, I'll be damned. That's some next-level stuff right there." He turned to his team. "All right, folks, looks like we're going back to school. Time to learn some alien physics." Meanwhile, in another part of the station, Dr. Yuki Tanaka was examining samples of the strange, glowing fluid that had been leaking from the Starweaver. She peered into a microscope, her brow furrowed in concentration. "Fascinating," she murmured. "This fluid, it's alive. Or at least it's some kind of organic-mechanical hybrid. It seems to repair itself and adapt to its environment." One of the Zarkali, who had introduced itself as Vexna, observed her work. "Yes, Dr. Tanaka. This fluid is integral to our ship's functions. It flows through the Starweaver like blood in your bodies. It repairs, it adapts, it evolves." Tanaka looked up from her microscope, her eyes shining with excitement. "This could revolutionize our understanding of biology and engineering. The applications for medicine alone are staggering." As the days passed, the humans found themselves learning at an incredible pace. They absorbed knowledge of advanced physics, biology, and engineering that was centuries beyond their current understanding. But more than that, they were applying this knowledge in creative ways that often surprised even the Zarkali. Commander Sarah Chen watched all of this with a mixture of pride and amazement. She had always known her crew was capable, but seeing them tackle these impossible challenges and come up with innovative solutions filled her with awe. One evening, as she was going over reports in her office, Selfor came to see her. "Commander Chen," the alien said, its voice carrying the note of what sounded like respect, "we must express our gratitude. Your people's efforts have been extraordinary." Chen smiled. "Thank you, Vgelthor. I hope we've been helpful." "More than helpful," Selfor replied. "We are amazed. Your species has a unique ability to adapt and innovate. You take our knowledge and apply it in ways we never considered." Chen leaned back in her chair, considering the alien's words. "I suppose that's always been one of humanity's strengths. We're curious, and we're not afraid to think outside the box." "Outside the box." Selfor's lights flickered in confusion. Chen chuckled. "It's an expression. It means thinking creatively, coming up with unconventional solutions." "Ah," Selfor said, its lights pulsing in understanding. "Yes, this describes your people well. We have observed your engineer Donovan, combining our quantum foam extractor with your nuclear fusion technology. It is an approach we never considered, yet it shows great promise." Just then, Lieutenant Martinez burst into the office, his face flushed with excitement. "Commander, Excelfor, you need to come to the engine room right away. Donovan's team, they've done it." Chen and Selthor exchanged glances before rushing after Martinez. In the engine room, they found a crowd gathered around a pulsing, swirling mass of energy contained within a magnetic field. Donovan turned to them, his face split by a wide grin. "Commander, Selthor, feast your eyes on this beauty. We've managed to stabilize the quantum foam extraction process. It's not perfect yet, but it's a start." Zelthor's entire body seemed to vibrate with excitement. "This is incredible. You have accomplished in days what would have taken us years to resolve on our own." Chen looked around at her crew, seeing the pride and joy on their faces. This was humanity at its best, facing the unknown, learning, adapting, and overcoming seemingly impossible odds. As the humans and Tsar Kelly celebrated their breakthrough, Chen couldn't help but feel that this was just the beginning. They had taken their first steps into a larger universe, and she knew that the galaxy would never be the same. The repair of the Star Weaver was far from complete, but now it seemed not just possible, but inevitable. And in the process, humanity was proving itself to be a force to be reckoned with in the cosmic community. As news of the breakthrough in the engine room spread, excitement rippled through the International Space Station Beta. Humans and Tsar Kelly alike were buzzing with energy, eager to build on their success. But with progress came new challenges, and the team was about to face their biggest test yet. Early one morning, alarms blared throughout the station. Commander Sarah Chen rushed to the control room, her heart racing. "Report," she demanded as she burst through the door. Lieutenant Martinez looked up from his console, his face pale. "Commander, we're detecting a massive energy surge from the Star Weaver. It's destabilizing." Chen's blood ran cold. "Evacuate all non-essential personnel from the docking bay immediately. Get Donovan and Selthor down there now." In the docking bay, the Star Weaver pulsed with an eerie, pulsating light. Tendrils of energy whipped around it, lashing out at nearby equipment. Chief Engineer Mike Donovan and Selthor were already there, frantically working at a control panel. "What's happening?" Chen shouted over the noise as she arrived. Donovan didn't look up from his work. "The new energy extraction system we installed. It's working too well. It's pulling in more energy than the ship can handle." Zelthor's lights flashed rapidly in what Chen had come to recognize as distress. "If we cannot stabilize it, the energy buildup could destroy not just the Star Weaver, but your entire station." Chen felt the weight of responsibility settle heavily on her shoulders. The lives of everyone on the station, human and alien, were in danger, but she refused to give up. "There must be something we can do," she said, her voice firm with determination. "We've come too far to fail now." Just then, Dr. Yuki Tanaka burst into the docking bay, clutching the container of the glowing alien fluid she had been studying. "I have an idea," she shouted. "The biomechanical fluid. It adapts to its environment, right? What if we use it to absorb the excess energy?" Zelthor's lights pulsed rapidly. "It is possible, but extremely dangerous. The fluid would need to be introduced directly into the ship's core." "I'll do it," Donovan said without hesitation. "I know the ship's systems better than anyone else here." Chen wanted to object, to say it was too risky, but she knew Donovan was right. He was their best chance. "All right," she nodded, "but you're not going alone. I'm coming with you." Together, Chen and Donovan suited up and entered the chaotic interior of the Star Weaver. Energy crackled around them, making their hair stand on end, even inside their suits. They pushed forward, fighting against the increasing gravity as they neared the ship's core. "There," Donovan shouted, pointing to a pulsing sphere of light ahead of them. "That's the core. We need to get the fluid in there." They struggled towards it, each step feeling like they were moving through thick mud. When they finally reached the core, Donovan fumbled with the container of fluid, his hands shaking from the effort. I can't open it," he grunted. Without hesitation, Chen grabbed the container. Using all her strength, she managed to twist it open. Together, she yelled. As one, they tipped the container, pouring the fluid into the core. For a heart-stopping moment, nothing happened. Then suddenly, the core flared brightly, forcing them to shield their eyes. When they looked again, they saw the energy being drawn into the fluid, which was expanding and changing color, adapting to contain the massive power surge. "It's working," Donovan whooped. "It's actually working." Slowly but surely, the chaotic energy began to stabilize. The gravity returned to normal, and the crackling electricity dissipated. Chen and Donovan made their way back to the docking bay, exhausted but triumphant. As they emerged from the ship, they were met with cheers from both humans and Zarkelli. Xelthor approached them, its lights glowing brightly. "You have saved us all," the alien said, its voice filled with awe. "Your bravery and quick thinking are remarkable." Chen smiled tiredly. "It's what we do. We face problems head-on and find solutions, no matter how impossible they might seem." As the excitement died down and the cleanup began, word of the incident and its resolution began to spread. The story of how a small team of humans had not only repaired an advanced alien ship, but also solved a potentially catastrophic problem, quickly became the talk of the galaxy. Little did they know, this was just the beginning of Earth's reputation as the go-to place for the most challenging space repairs. In the weeks following the near disaster with the Starweaver, life on the International Space Station Beta settled into a new kind of normal. Humans and Zarkelli worked side by side, exchanging knowledge and culture. The repair work on the alien ship was nearing completion, and an air of accomplishment filled the station. One quiet afternoon, Commander Sarah Chen was in her office, reviewing reports, when Lieutenant Martinez burst in, his eyes wide with excitement. "Commander, you need to see this," he exclaimed, gesturing for her to follow him. Curious, Chen followed Martinez to the control room. As they entered, she saw the room was abuzz with activity. Crew members huddled around screens, talking excitedly. "What's going on?" Chen asked, looking around in confusion. Dr. Tanaka turned to her, her face glowing with excitement. "We're picking up transmissions, Commander. Lots of them. And they're not from Earth." Chen's eyes widened. "More aliens?" Martinez nodded enthusiastically. "Yes, Mom. And you won't believe what they're saying." He pressed a button, and a series of translated messages scrolled across the main screen. "Herd humans fixed impossible problem. Need help with malfunctioning gravity drive. Earth repair station. Our ship's eye is glitching. Can you assist? Quantum entanglement engine failure. Earthlings, your expertise is required." Message after message poured in, each from a different alien species, all seeking help from Earth's expert repair services. Chen turned to Xelthor, who was observing the scene with pulsing lights. "What's going on? How do they all know about us?" Xelthor's voice carried a note of amusement. "News travels fast in the galactic community, Commander Chen. Our distress call and your subsequent assistance were noted. Your innovative solution to the energy crisis has become something of a legend." Chen shook her head in disbelief. "But we've only helped one ship. How can we have a reputation already?" "You underestimate the impact of your actions," Xelthor replied. "In a universe where many advanced civilizations guard their knowledge, your willingness to help and innovate is rare and valuable." As if to emphasize Xelthor's point, a new alert sounded. Martinez quickly brought up the feed on the main screen. "Commander," he said, his voice filled with awe, "we have visual contact. There are ships entering our solar system. Lots of them." The screen showed a mesmerizing sight. Dozens of spacecraft, each unique in design, were approaching Earth. Some were sleek and streamlined. Others were massive and bulky. A few seemed to defy the laws of physics as humans understood them. "My God," Chen whispered, "what do we do?" For a moment, the control room was silent. Then, Chief Engineer Donovan spoke up, a grin spreading across his face. Well, Commander, I reckon we do what we do best. We roll up our sleeves and get to work. His words seemed to break the spell. The room erupted in excited chatter as crew members began discussing how to handle this unprecedented situation. Chen felt a mix of emotions: excitement, pride, and a healthy dose of apprehension. She knew this moment would change the course of human history forever. "All right, people, listen up," she called out, her voice cutting through the noise. The room fell silent, all eyes turning to her. "This is bigger than us. Bigger than this station. We need to contact Earth's governments immediately. But while we wait for their response, we have work to do." She turned to Donovan. "Mike, start organizing repair teams. We'll need all hands on deck." To Dr. Tanaka, she said, "Yuki, gather all the data we have on different alien technologies. We need to be as prepared as possible." Finally, she addressed Martinez. "Jake, work with Excelfor to set up a communication system. We need to be able to talk to all these different species." As her crew sprang into action, Chen felt a surge of pride. This was humanity at its best: adaptable, innovative, and always ready to lend a helping hand, even to beings from across the stars. She turned to Excelfor. "Well, my friend, it looks like Earth is about to become the galaxy's go-to repair shop. Think we're up for the challenge?" Excelfor's lights pulsed brightly. "With humans like you leading the way, I have no doubt." As Chen looked out at the approaching alien ships, she knew that a new chapter in human history was about to begin. Earth was taking its first steps onto the galactic stage, and it was doing so not through conquest or advanced technology, but through ingenuity, cooperation, and an unwavering willingness to help others. The universe, it seemed, was about to learn why alien crafts preferred human repair stations. 6 months had passed since the day alien ships first flooded into Earth's solar system seeking repairs. The International Space Station Beta had transformed beyond recognition. It was now the heart of Earth's first intergalactic repair hub, bustling with activity 24/7. Commander Sarah Chen stood in the newly constructed observation deck, gazing out at the spectacle before her. Dozens of alien ships of all shapes and sizes hovered around the station, waiting their turn for repairs. Earth had quickly become the go-to pit stop for spacecraft from across the galaxy. "Quite a view, isn't it?" a voice said behind her. Chen turned to see Mike Donovan, now the chief of interstellar repairs, joining her at the window. "Sometimes I still can't believe it," Chen replied, shaking her head in wonder. 6 months ago, we had never even met an alien. Now look at us." Donovan chuckled. "Yeah, we've come a long way from fixing satellites and doing spacewalks. Now we're repairing quantum drives and recalibrating time dilation fields. Just another day at the office, right?" Their conversation was interrupted by Dr. Yuki Tanaka, who rushed into the room, her eyes shining with excitement. "Commander, Chief, you need to come to the lab right away. We've made a breakthrough." Intrigued, Chen and Donovan followed Tanaka to her lab. Inside, they found a team of human scientists working alongside aliens from various species. In the center of the room stood a strange, shimmering device. "What are we looking at, Doctor?" Chen asked, eyeing the device curiously. Tanaka could barely contain her excitement. "This, Commander, is a universal translator. We've been working on it with the Zarkuli and the Proxians. It can instantly translate any known language in the galaxy." Donovan whistled, impressed. "That's going to make our job a whole lot easier. No more guessing what quantum flux capacitor means in Andromedan." Chen stepped closer to the device, marveling at its complexity. "This is incredible, Yuki. But how did you manage it?" "That's the beauty of it," Tanaka explained. "We combined the Zarkuli's advanced AI with the Proxian's psychic wavelength technology and our own linguistic algorithms. It's a true intergalactic collaboration." As if on cue, Selfor glided into the room, its lights pulsing with what Chen had come to recognize as pride. "The universal translator is just the beginning," the alien said. "Your species' ability to Bridge gaps between different technologies and cultures is remarkable. Chen smiled at the compliment, but before she could respond, an alarm blared through the station. Martinez's voice came over the intercom. "Commander, to the control room. Immediately. We have a situation." Rushing to the control room, Chen found Martinez and a group of aliens gathered around the main console. "What's going on?" she demanded. Martinez looked up, his face grave. "We're picking up a distress signal from a ship just outside our solar system. It's like nothing we've ever seen before." He pulled up an image on the main screen. Chen's eyes widened. The ship was massive, easily dwarfing anything they'd encountered so far. Its design was bizarre, seeming to twist in on itself in ways that defied normal space. "They're saying there, well, the closest translation is reality drive is malfunctioning," Martinez explained. "Apparently, it's causing localized breakdowns in the fabric of space-time." The room fell silent as the implications sank in. This was far beyond anything they'd dealt with before. Even the alien representatives looked concerned. Chen took a deep breath, steeling herself. "All right, people. This is what we've been training for. We've faced the impossible before, and we've always found a way. This time won't be any different." She turned to Donovan. "Mike, assemble our best team. Mix of humans and aliens. We'll need everyone's expertise on this one." To Tanaka, she said, "Yuki, get that universal translator up and running. We'll need clear communication for this." Finally, she addressed Excelthor and the other alien representatives. "We'll need all the information you can give us about this reality drive technology. Anything could be crucial." As the team sprang into action, Chen felt a familiar mix of excitement and apprehension. This was their biggest challenge yet, but also their greatest opportunity. If they could solve this, Earth's reputation as the ultimate problem solvers of the galaxy would be cemented. She looked out at the stars, knowing that somewhere out there, a ship was waiting for their help. "All right, universe," she muttered. "Show us what you've got. We're ready." The next chapter in Earth's journey, as the galaxy's premier repair station was about to begin, and Commander Sarah Chen was determined to lead her team to success, no matter what mind-bending challenges the cosmos threw their way. The massive alien ship with the malfunctioning reality drive loomed before the International Space Station Beta, its twisted form seeming to bend the very space around it. Commander Sarah Chen stood at the helm of Earth's most advanced shuttle, leading a team of the best human and alien experts towards what could be their greatest challenge yet. "Remember, people," Chen's voice crackled over the comms, "we're dealing with technology that can alter reality itself. Stay alert and trust your training." As they approached the alien vessel, strange distortions rippled through space. Objects seemed to flicker in and out of existence, and for a moment, Chen thought she saw multiple versions of their shuttle overlapping. "Fascinating," Dr. Yuki Tanaka murmured, her eyes glued to her instruments. "The ship is causing localized quantum fluctuations. It's as if multiple realities are trying to exist in the same space." Chief Engineer Mike Donovan grunted as he wrestled with the shuttle's controls. "Yeah, well, those fluctuations are playing havoc with our systems. We need to stabilize this thing fast, or we might end up scattered across a dozen different universes." Using the newly developed universal translator, they managed to communicate with the ship's crew. The aliens, a species calling themselves the Quantum Weavers, were relieved to see help arrive. As Chen and her team boarded the ship, they found themselves in an environment that defied normal physics. Corridors seemed to loop back on themselves, and rooms existed in impossible spaces. "The reality drive is at the heart of the ship," the Quantum Weaver captain explained, its voice a strange harmony of tones. "But we've lost control. Reality itself is unraveling around us." Chen nodded, her mind racing with possible solutions. "All right, let's split up. Yuki, you and Selthor analyze the drive systems. Mike, work with the ship's engineers to stabilize the power flow. I'll coordinate from here and keep an eye on these reality fluctuations." As the team got to work, They faced challenges unlike anything they'd encountered before. Tools would suddenly turn into fish, then back again. Team members would find themselves reliving the same moments over and over. At one point, gravity reversed, sending everyone tumbling to the ceiling. But through it all, the humans demonstrated their greatest strength: adaptability. When conventional tools failed, they improvised. When faced with impossible puzzles, they thought outside the box, sometimes literally, as spatial dimensions went haywire. Hours passed, feeling both like minutes and years. Finally, Tanaka's excited voice broke through the chaos. "Commander, I think we figured it out." Chen rushed to the engine room, dodging random objects that popped in and out of existence. "What have you got, Doctor?" Tanaka's eyes were bright with excitement. The reality drive doesn't just bend space-time. It taps into the fundamental code of the universe. It's like the ship is a computer, and reality is its operating system. Donovan, who had joined them, scratched his head. "So what, we need to debug the universe?" "In a way, yes," Tanaka nodded vigorously. "We need to rewrite the local parameters of reality to stabilize the ship." Chen took a deep breath. "Okay, so how do we do that?" What followed was the most bizarre repair job in the history of the universe. Humans and aliens worked together, using a mix of advanced technology and intuitive problem-solving. They rerouted quantum pathways, rewrote the laws of physics on a local scale, and at one point had to convince a sentient black hole that had spontaneously appeared to kindly move out of the engine room. As Chen input the final command sequence, there was a moment of absolute stillness. Then, with a sound like reality itself breathing a sigh of relief, everything snapped back to normal. The Quantum Weaver captain approached Chen, its form now stable and no longer flickering between states. You did it. You saved us, and quite possibly the entire sector of space. How can we ever repay you?" Chen smiled, feeling the deep sense of pride in her team and in humanity as a whole. "No payment necessary. This is what we do. Though," she added with a grin, "if you'd like to spread the word about Earth's repair services, we wouldn't object." As they returned to the station, news of their incredible feats spread across the galaxy at speeds faster than light. Earth's reputation as the ultimate problem solvers was cemented. More and more alien ships arrived, seeking not just repairs, but the unique human touch that could solve even the most impossible problems. Chen stood once again in the observation deck, watching the ever-growing fleet of alien ships around the station. Humans moved among them, working alongside beings from across the universe. "You know," Donovan said, joining her at the window, "I always wondered why we hadn't encountered alien life before. Turns out, the galaxy was just waiting for its mechanics to show up." Chen laughed, nodding in agreement. Earth had found its place in the cosmic community not through conquest or advanced technology, but through ingenuity, teamwork, and an unwavering willingness to tackle any challenge. As she looked out at the stars, Commander Sarah Chen knew that this was just the beginning. The universe was vast and full of wonders, and humanity was ready to fix whatever needed fixing, one impossible problem at a time.